Check one, two, three. Are we live? Are we working? Are you hearing me? I hope so, because I feel like I'm ready to get started. So I hope everything is working properly. So how's your week going? Have you been? Did you miss me? I for sure missed you guys. I really did. So if this is your first time here, go ahead and follow. Head over to the YouTube channel and subscribe. Come find me on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, whatever platforms you are on. Let me get my words out. Whatever platforms you are on, come find me. I'm probably there. And we can keep the conversation going, okay? Today, when I'm recording this is 420. When you're hearing this, it won't be any earlier than 421. So today is a very special day for two reasons. For one, 420 holiday, hello. But also, I don't know if you guys remember, but in the finale of season 1, I said that I was going to have new music for you guys. And I do. So, if you're hearing this podcast, it means that the new music is already out. So go ahead and head over to the music channel, SHANEL number 5 Sounds, okay, on YouTube, SHANEL number 5 Sounds. You can also get to it from the main YouTube channel, Nellyville, okay? So however you want to get there, you know, there's more than one way to success, okay? Not everyone's going to take the same road, all right? So head on over there. The song is called Just Out Here and Out of There, okay? It's a cute little ditty. And I hope you guys enjoy. So please come find me on something and maybe leave a comment on the video. Give me a little feedback. Let me know what you think. What are your thoughts? I care. I do. It means I love you so much, right? So speaking of my music, let me explain a little bit about how this song came about. So the music that I originally had planned to release for this 420 special, for this new music, this comeback to music creativity, it changed drastically. There's actually 2 other whole completely different projects that I am working on, and at the last minute I decided, not going to release those. And I decided to go in a completely different direction. So here's why. The main reason being, I came up with this little idea that I wanted to try a little social experiment, okay? So follow along with me, okay? I'm going to take you on a little trip. Just hang in there. I promise we're going to get there and it's all going to make sense. So instead of releasing kind of one of, my usual projects or just kind of a usual music project, I was like, you know what? I want to try something different. So what I'm trying is I'm going to release 5 little miniature songs. And what I mean by miniature is something that is short enough that I will be able to fit the entire song on TikTok or a decent portion of it. And I know you're probably sitting there saying, well, Chanel, couldn't you just take a little demo version of a full song and put it on the TikTok and just put the best part of the song on the TikTok? I could, but I wanted to see what would TikTok do with a full a verse, or with a full more or less song, because you can post longer videos on there now. So I'm curious to see, could it blow up and be a popular sound? Would I get more feedback more quickly? Because I kind of feel like people are more inclined to comment on TikTok versus on YouTube or any other platform. Another reason why I wanted to come up with these little mini songs and put them all on TikTok is because I thought that it would be really cool to have a whole little mini TikTok EP project right there on the TikTok. So when people are scrolling and observing my page, they can get a whole little album. Music is such a huge part of me. So you're gonna get silly videos. You're gonna get me attempting to try to dance. You're gonna get a little snippets of the pod, and you're gonna get a little bit of musica. So I was like, oh, let's just see how it goes. And also people might hate it, but you know what? Look, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not totally against the hate, because I think we all know people love to leave a hate comment. So if I could put the music on there and everyone thinks it sucks, I mean, hey, engagement is engagement. You know what I mean? I'll take the comments and the stuff and you know what I mean? Anything to get you up there in the algorithm. But anyways, I just wanted to do something a little fun, right? Spring has sprung. We're starting a new season. It's just all really great, you know what I mean? And not season as in, like, look, I know spring's been here for about a month now, but I mean like a new season in life. You know what I'm saying? We all turning over a new leaf. At least I am. You know what I'm saying? So, if you or someone you know or someone you love has music that you would like to share, please share it. I would love to hear it. I would love to give a little bit of feedback. I would love to vibe. I want to know what you guys are vibing and jamming to. Also, maybe we can do a little shout out on the tube or on the pod, on the TikTok. Everyone's musical taste is very vastly different, and it says a lot about a person. It really does. Are you an eclectic? Do you stick to one or two genres? Do you go by artists? Are you like me, where I like a lot of different genres, but if you ask me who's singing or rapping or, playing a song, hey, you really have to leave an impression on me for me to be able to remember your name and be able to tell somebody who you are. It's so many artists out here. So many artists. And, yeah, who can remember all of those names? Plus, I'm not really that great with names in general. So, hey, it is what it is. But anyways, you have music, you want to share it, I want to hear it. Let's support each other. You got something, maybe if you're a little shy about it and you don't have it out there in the world, you can share it with me one-on-one, and I'd be glad to listen to it, and maybe, just you and I, we can discuss. You know what I mean? So, speaking of musical artists, I actually saw something pretty interesting last night that this was my first time hearing of this. So, are you guys familiar with the singer SZA? SZA, SZA. Okay, she has several songs. She's R&B, I think, kind of like would you put her in like a neo soul category? I'm not gonna lie, I'm not overly overly familiar with her music. So, but yeah, I guess you could R&B soul type of artist, right? But anyway, so SZA, apparently, she's a big old fat liar is what the word around town is. And I was like, at first when I was hearing about, she lies all the time, I'm like, well, let me see. Well, where's the evidence of this? Child, this girl, okay, it's to the point now it's got me thinking, when she was at, the Grammys a couple weeks ago. Now I'm questioning, did she even really need those crutches? Which, by the way, if you saw the Grammys, SZA was on crutches, and when she had to go up on stage to receive her award, nobody helped her on stage. I'm like, the girl's on help her. And then later on, she was being pushed around in a wheelchair. And it was an injury that she had, obviously, prior to the Grammys, and it was really only Lady Gaga who helped fix her train. But anyways, that's another story. So apparently the girl, she just, not like huge lies, but like a lot of white lies. Like, for example, She claimed that she had never had a TV. She put out a tweet or something saying, "Oh, I've never had a TV before. I'm thinking about getting one. What brand would you guys recommend?" I mean, like, and not just like, "Oh, I've never purchased one," but she made it seem like she's never had a TV in her home ever in her life. Ma'am. Ma'am. And then, of course, you can't just say anything on the internet. People can find it. So, of course, 2.5 seconds later, someone finds a picture of her. Looks like she was dwelling in her home. And, of course, there's a big old TV on the wall in the background. So, a lot of lies like that. Very interesting. Are they harmful? No, I guess not. It's just was a very random fact, but it makes you think, why? Why do you think she tells so many lies about the things that she has done or places that she has been, and things that can be very easily proven wrong or false? And it kind of makes you think, is she doing it? Is it like a publicity thing? Like she just drops like these little Easter eggs of lies, and knowing that when the truth comes out, it's going to be articles and free publicity with people debating about, why? If so, clever. But also, are we dealing with a pathological liar here, or a habitual liar? I don't know. Very strange stuff. And also, before I forget, I would like to double back to my music and my reasons for doing this little mini song project. Attention spans. Okay? Attention spans all over the world. Okay? They have gone way, way down. I think that I heard and read somewhere that, and someone fact checked this for me, but the average attention span right now is 6 seconds. 6 seconds. Meaning, dude, you know how short 6 seconds is? So that means that you have, less than a minute to capture someone's attention, to hold someone's attention. And, every 6 seconds, 7-10 seconds, you need to be doing something else to grab the attention again, and all of this. Reasons why I was like, okay, look, a lot of people are coming out with the mini songs. Am I going to stick with the little short songs forever? No, probably not, because, honestly, I miss a little, where are the bridges in songs anymore? Where's the talking? Why do we have songs and there's no letting the beat just play? There's no groove. You know what I mean? Now, does every song need to be 10 minutes long? No. There's some songs that it is the DJ mix, and it's like, okay, we get it. Like, some songs do play on too long. But before I go there. So, yes, I just wanted to point that out. That was something else I thought about. Okay, well, attention spans are shorter. So let's give this little test with the music. I mean, everybody else is coming out with short music. It might as well be my turn. You know what I mean? So I would now like to transition into speaking about two artists I'm sure you guys are very familiar with. Rihanna and the ASAP Rocky. Okay, so a lot of buzz about this couple. Of course, with the pregnancy, congratulations to them. And there's just been a lot of buzzing going around with this couple. And as of today, supposedly, ASAP Rocky has been arrested. Yes, arrested. As of Wednesday morning. So apparently he was at LAX, and they arrested him because of his involvement, his alleged involvement in a shooting that happened last November in Hollywood. So he's at LAX. They arrest him, and they're saying that he was the shooter. That's he's the suspect. Look, allegedly, supposedly. I'm not gonna label this man as a criminal, but he is in custody right now. This is really I'm sure not fun for the dear Rihanna and his family and all of these things. So hopefully, and also sorry to the victim, whoever the victim was of the shooting. I don't know that it was a fatality or if it was just, a wound. But yeah, come on, guys. We have to stop shooting each other. Now I don't know what the reasoning was for why he had the gun and why he allegedly shot someone. This is breaking as of Wednesday 4/20. So now, what was it earlier this? No, late last week. Last week sometime, I think. Yeah, it was last Wednesday. I think. Tuesday-ish. Last week sometime. Did you all see the rumors about the Rihanna and A$AP Rocky breaking up because he allegedly cheated on her? So rumors ran rapid. Somebody made a tweet and then people just ran with it. It later came out, people were saying that it wasn't true, but it seemed like they had a lot of details for it to not be true. I mean, not that it all couldn't have been made up, but also they could be saying that it didn't happen because maybe they worked it out. They want to stay with each other, and maybe she's saying it didn't happen because she wants to save face. Or maybe the whole thing could be a lie. But, why? I could see a cheating rumor, but y'all actually named somebody. And whoever named this girl, if she, I cannot recall the young lady's name right now, but I'm not going to repeat that girl's name because if she didn't do it, somebody need to apologize to that woman. Because can you imagine being labeled as the girl who broke up the happy home of Rihanna? Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on now. Don't just be naming people. So I don't know why that rumor started. So, look, you had some cheating allegations last week. Now this week, A$AP, you getting arrested. Now, are you trying to get away from the girl? You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is just getting a little too much. But anyways, homegirl doesn't need all this stress. I don't know when Rihanna is due, but I hope that she is somewhere relaxed. There's a lot of money involved, so I'm sure that A$AP has access to some decent lawyers, and I'm gonna keep up with the story. If y'all want to have a little conversation, a little roundtable about that, come find me because it's such a sad story. And do y'all remember when back when Trump was around? I think he was already in office at this point. Remember A$AP got into some trouble over there, where was it, in Sweden or something rather? And Trump got my man back over here in America. So, is Trump gonna step in and help A$AP, this time around? How does Drake feel about all of this? Is he behind the scenes? Did he start the cheating rumors? Has anyone checked on him? Is he okay? These are questions that I need answers to. I'm just saying. Now, let's talk about something a little more lighthearted. That's, I try to make jokes about it because, I can't even take myself seriously. But, look, the world is so dark and sad, you gotta laugh to keep from crying. You know what I mean? I hope everyone involved in this situation, I hope it all works out well. Positive vibes and prayers to just everyone involved. So now let's move on to something a little more light-hearted. So something that I've kind of really been thinking about, well, really for the last several years, but been heavy on my mind again recently. You know what's just not the same? And let me know if you've noticed it too. The acting. What is going on with the acting? It's really hard. I won't say it's hard, but I am a lot more picky about starting new shows. I wouldn't even say picky, maybe hesitant. There we go. I'm hesitant about starting new shows because just the disappointment. I'm a huge TV fan, and you like to start something new. You know what I mean? You want to keep up. You want to be able to participate in pop culture conversations, and part of that is being able to watch the new television shows that come out. But I mean, does anybody else feel like just these new shows, they're just not giving? Like, they have some really great pretending. You know what I mean? Great pretending. But the acting is just, I don't feel it. Now, a show that I can watch over and over again is Golden Girls, and I'm almost sure I've talked about it on here before. I know for sure I've talked about it on YouTube. Yes, that's a comedy, but you believed those characters. You knew exactly what they were trying to portray. You got the connection. And look, there's a lot of factors that go into why it seems like acting, not only in TV but in movies, it's changed a lot, and there's a lot of reasons for that. But I feel like one of the more recent reasons why the acting is so just has taken a turn for the worse. I'm gonna have to blame it on the Rona. Okay? Now, here's why I blame it on COVID. For a while, for some time, when we were all in quarantine and everything kind of first shut down, we were shut down for a while. So I think that it has a lot to do with, look, people are just out of practice. Just like with every other industry, a lot of people couldn't do a lot of jobs for a long time. So while writing and directing, budgeting, and all these things have changed, and it takes away from the quality of acting. But then you throw in a pandemic and no one is working. I think that had a lot to do with it, number one. Number two, a lot of shows and a lot of movies had to be rewritten. They had to be reworked to either include the storyline of Corona, or people had to hurry up and tie up loose ends, or people were inspired to keep a show going, and a lot of things had to change. Thirdly, when people were finally able to open up production again and get in there and record, there were so many new protocols that had to be followed to make sure that people were safe and that people were distanced enough, that you didn't have more people on set than was just absolutely necessary. And then you had that social element. A lot of people had next to no interaction. You had interaction with the people who were in your house, and that's it. Not even just like, you can't even say all of your family. It was really, for a while, for most people, you had interaction with the people directly in your household. So I think that, we all kind of see what it was like to not have that human interaction, and then you try to go back to a job that like acting, and it was just a lot to have to get back into the groove of, and then if someone get sick or there's an outbreak, they were having to shut production down, and that has a lot to do with it. But that's only like recently. But let's be honest, the quality of acting has been going down for some time now. You know what I'm saying? The bar was already pretty low, and then the quarantine happened, and it did it no favors. So I think that it can and it will at least get back to how it was pre-COVID. But I would like to get back to the days where you would watch a show and a movie and it just, that really full-on investment kind of captivates you. You know, I see a lot of typecasting, and typecasting has, more or less always been a thing. And that's when you have an actor or an actress doing the same role or same types of roles over and over. Reasons why you have people like Michael B. Jordan who say they don't want to do a certain role anymore because they don't want that to be the only role that they can get. So, but so that's always been a thing. And some people are perfectly fine with being typecast. I mean, look at people like Adam Sandler and Jim Carrey. They've done more or less, minus a few projects here and there, and more recently, a lot of their things have been the same. So, but normally that used to be a thing that most actors did not want to get sucked into, being stuck in just one role. Now I'm seeing actors, they just not only, there's just no depth, there's no variation, there's nothing. They just keep doing the same gig over and over and over, and it's just so bland and dull. And I'm just like, I can't be the only one that's seen this. Like, come on, guys. Like, really, really give it to us. Now is not the time for actors to be slacking off. The way everyone is shifting to short forms of content and entertainment like YouTube and TikTok, traditional TV and movies it's just dying out. For one, like I mentioned earlier, attention spans. But, but people still like to watch TV and movies. But if you are going to be just so, bare minimum with the effort, this is not helping y'all's cause. Do y'all want to be on television and movies? You know what I'm saying? Where is the effort? Another thing that is not helping the TV and film industry is the lack of diversity. They have come a long way as far as making sure they include LGBT, and they've kind of gotten better with PLC. But let's be honest, the LGBT community has been a lot, way more progress has been made as far as representation in media for them than any other group who has been fighting for decades longer. And it doesn't have to be, it's not a competition, but if everybody in the industry put the same amount of effort into making sure that there's representation with the LGBT, if they had that same energy to make sure that there's not just black people, not just POCs, but what about heavyset people? Where are the BBWs? Where are the the big beautiful men? Where are the big beautiful women? Where is the Asian and the Middle Eastern representation? Why is it that every time we see Asian and Middle Eastern people, they either are doctors, scientists, they play really smart people, or they own some kind of convenience store? And not that those are bad roles, but that's the only role. There's almost no TV show or movie that has Asian or Middle Eastern people just living life and just, just being like just regular American people. It's very narrow for them. Where's the blind, the vision impaired, the hearing impaired, the wheelchair community, the one arm community? Like, you have so many people from so many different walks of life, and yet media has almost no representation of that. And I think that is very, very weird. Like, hey, I'm glad that somebody is winning, but somebody's got to look at that and say, something's not. Why is it only one community being? They've made that community, and maybe because that community sticks together. LGBT is very active in the community, and maybe that's why they make a lot of noise for themselves, and they make sure that you are going to respect their lifestyle and their people, and and that's something that I guess us other marginalized people can learn from and take from that. Maybe it's because they fight so hard. Let's be honest, the black community, we don't stick together. So, and I'm not going to go down that because it's true. It ain't, I'm not even going to debate it. That's just what that is. The Hispanic community sticks together. I've seen situations where the Asian community sticks together, and I've also seen where it's kind of similar to the black community, to where, I don't know. Well, I think they stick together more than the black community, but I've also seen where it's similar to kind of the Mexican community, with the Mexican community and probably other Hispanic communities. But I know it's with some, not all, obviously, but I've noticed quite a number of Mexican people who are Mexican when they want to be, and if they are white passing, they definitely utilize their white privilege. And, in America, can you blame them? Like, if you are Caucasian passing, can you blame the Mexican American person for not, using it to their advantage? But anyway, so we went all off somewhere else. All that to say, there should really be more representation in media, because it's so normal out here in the real world, and yet only one marginalized group is really, really advancing, and they've done a lot of advancing in a really small amount of time. Has anyone else noticed that? It can't be just me. But speaking of LGBT, that does make me think of something else. So I don't know if you guys saw, but recently a university, I want to say the university was in Kansas or Ohio. Oh my. If you look it up, you'll find it. But anyway, so there was this university who recently had to do a huge payout to a professor for about $400,000 in damages and money lost. So what happened was there was a, what do you call it, a misunderstanding. There was an event. Okay, there was an unfortunate event that went on between the professor and a student. The student was or is a transgender woman, and the student asked for the professor to address her in her preferred pronouns, in which the professor replied, "That is against my Christian beliefs, and I'd rather not, I'd rather address you with your biological pronouns." And so the student, of course, was very upset, filed a complaint with the school. The school ended up taking action towards the professor, and he got in trouble for not respecting this transgender student's pronouns. So the professor, I think later told the student that he would use the pronouns that the student preferred. But there was a lawsuit from the professor onto the school. And his lawsuit was basically, the professor has just as much of a right to uphold his own beliefs. Whether you agree with them or not, at the end of the day, this is America and this is a free country. And while a transgender person has every right to ask the people around them or the people, just the world, they have every right to ask the world to use their preferred pronouns. That's, I get it. But you also have to understand, because it is America, not everybody has to be on board with that. It's freedom of speech, which is why the professor had, his lawsuit, and the professor won, because it's freedom of religion and freedom of speech. That professor's beliefs did not align with the student's beliefs, and that's just what it is. It has nothing to do with right or wrong, because right and wrong that is also in the eye of the beholder. It's all about perspective. The student demanded respect of their beliefs, but at the cost of what? The professor has his right to believe in what he believes in, because that's just constitutional. So, who's right and who's wrong in that scenario, that, it depends on who you ask. But people have to understand, you might see yourself a certain way, and this has nothing to do with gender or LGBT or anything. This is just in general. We all see ourselves in a certain light, in a certain way. There are certain things about ourselves that we would use to define ourselves. But just because we define ourselves that way, and maybe even our family defines us that way, that doesn't mean that everybody's going to see you as that. You may be, the best doctor in the whole state, but somebody else might say, well, yeah, you're good, but this doctor over here is better. Based on what? Whatever. I mean, it's just, y'all get what I'm saying? But you can't just go and punch somebody in the face or yell and scream or sue just because people don't see you the way that you see you. Does that make sense? Do you get what I'm saying? You can't just forcibly change someone's mind. The only thing that you can require of someone is for them to be respectful of you. We do not need to be rude or mean or dismissive or intolerant. We can tolerate each other. If the best thing you can do is just to keep your mouth shut and just do what you can to be kind, then that's all that you can do. But you can't ask someone to ignore their own beliefs to make you feel comfortable with your beliefs. Y'all follow me? I think y'all do. Y'all smart. Y'all can keep up. I think y'all, look, hey, you want me to clarify a little more? What I always say, come find me. We can talk about it. We can keep going. You know what I'm saying? So let's take it back to something a little lighter, okay? This is the last thing I want to talk about. Now I'm going to let y'all go. So, y'all know I like to watch the hairstylists online, on TikTok or YouTube or whatever. I love to watch people do hair. I love hair. And it's just, hair to me is just another art medium. You know what I mean? But when I tell you people that I have seen some stylists do some questionable things to these people's heads recently. I don't know if it's something in the water. I don't know if I'm on the wrong side of TikTok. I don't know. But I will say some of these people, they must not have friends or family that love them or coworkers that love them. I've seen people do such awful cuts, color, straightening. And I'm like, is this a joke? I'm like, no, it can't be a joke because this is this person's real hair. And you see these videos and these lives, and you can't look away. You know, it's bad. It's so bad. It's like, you know how you drive past like like an accident or something. You can't help but to look and see what happened or what's going to happen. It's very that, you know. So I'm watching this girl yesterday, and the client is getting a silk press. If you're not familiar with a silk press, it's a technique used to straighten out very textured hair, black hair, you know. And little side note here. People are like, what's the difference between just a regular flat iron and a silk press? Mostly the products used. There's certain products that you use that gets the hair extra silky straight. Therefore, it's called a silk press. But yes, you do use a flat iron. Anyways, so I'm watching this client. She's getting kind of a silk press ponytail moment. And when I tell you, this girl was just taking the flat iron. First of all, she had so much product on the girl's hair. Look, I know she was getting a ponytail, but why are you straightening the girl's hair with like a ton of grease on her head? Like, maybe put that on after you straighten her hair. But anyways, she just kept going over and over and over the hair with this flat iron. After she had went in with the hot comb, and after she flat ironed the hair just way too much, she went back in with the hot comb. And I was just like, there's no way. And she was in a shop. It's not like it was like two friends at home, you know, doing each other's hair. These were not like little young teenagers who, you know, they don't know any better, or people who didn't know better. This lady was in a shop, so I'm gonna assume she was a licensed cosmetologist. So she was a professional enough that she was in a shop and she had clientele. And I'm just like, there's no way on the planet Earth you think it's okay to go over somebody's hair. Look, I know some people do like 2-3 passes. Really, it should only take one. If your hair is not getting straight to your satisfaction in one pass, meaning you just run the flat iron down the hair that one time, you did something wrong. Whether I don't know, it may be damage, it may be the products you use, maybe the flat iron is not hot enough, it's something, but it should only take one pass. Now, maximum 2, but really you don't want to do those 2 back to back. You know what I'm saying? You hit the piece of hair that one time. If you got a little ruffle in it, or you think you can, you know, get a little more bone, let that piece of hair cool off and then go back to it. But anyways, I was just in awe. And you know it's bad when all of the comments in the and the live was just like trying to tell this girl, like, please stop it. Like, it was very, and you know people have jokes and stuff. It's just very fascinating. You know, I love to watch people do hair on live, but I do find it to be very brave. You know, anything could go wrong when you're doing the hair. You know, you can get on live and do a lot of different things. I mean, even if you're cooking or you're painting, singing, dancing, all this stuff, but man, you mess up on somebody's hair on live, I feel like that's one of the most embarrassing things you could do, especially when you as the stylist don't even realize you're messing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man. God bless these people. God bless these people. Look, I love a good hair fail. I watch this guy Brad Mondo has a YouTube channel. Check him out on YouTube, and he does a lot of hair fail videos. He's a stylist. He's from New York, but he does like a lot of, because a lot of people like to try to bleach their hair at home, and a lot of times it doesn't work out very well. Sometimes it does. But he reacts to the videos where people fail and mess up their hair, be it them trying to cut their own bangs or bleaching their hair and all this other kind of stuff. So check him out, Brad Mondo. Okay? So, you know what? Let's leave on a high note. Okay? I'm gonna cut it a little short today. Don't be sad. Don't be sad. It's just, we went off the rails a couple times today. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't trying to go there again. I'm gonna leave on a light note, on a high note. You know what I'm saying? So before we go, what do we always have to do? Right? Music of the week. Music. So I guess you can probably already guess who the musical artist is. That's right. You guessed it. Miley Cyrus. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's me. So, I have a little bit of musica on the YouTubes and these things. So yeah, go take a listen to Chanel Number 5 Sounds. I love making music. It's just fun. It's just a good way to just express and to let go. Look, if you make music and you're scared to, just put it out. And you don't have to. I mean, you can make it and keep it for yourself. Not everybody wants to be a superstar, but just share it. It doesn't have to be perfect. I tell my students, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be done, okay? Practice does not make perfect. Practice makes progress, okay? So just put it out, man. It's all in the name of fun. Don't take yourself so seriously. And anything else that you want to do, this is your sign. This is me telling you right now, in the middle of me shamelessly plugging my music. This is your sign to start whatever it is that you have been wanting to start. Just do it. I mean, the most successful people, or any success at all, comes from failure. And success, no matter how big or small you think it is, all success has a number. Meaning, you have to have a certain number of no's before you get to a yes. You have to have a certain number of failures before you get to the success. So you might as well get out there and try, get your hands dirty, make some mistakes and learn from them. Don't take yourself so serious. Come on. Live a little, have fun. Look, whatever it is that you want to start, whether it be creative, business-wise, family-wise, just get out there. Watch some YouTube, read a book, go to the library, whatever it is that you have been thinking about. Go out there and try, So I'm going to leave you with that. This has been very fun. Look, season 2 has been off to a great start, and I'm just really enjoying myself. You know what I'm saying? I hope that you are enjoying it as well. Thank you once again for listening and hanging out with me and listening to me ramble. It really is not missed upon me. I actually got that from one of my favorite YouTubers, Rich Lux. So check him out also. And then one of my other favorite YouTubers, Luscious Massacre, always says, if you are going through the gigs, do not let the gigs go through you. Why did my voice do that? We're going to pretend like my voice didn't crack or whatever it did. So that is all I have for you today. Go ahead and check out Chanel Number 5 Sounds on the tube. Check out the new song. Check out old music. Send your music to me. Or if you just have a favorite song that you want to share, I'm all ears. So I will talk to you little podcasters. I didn't know what to call y'all. I tried to come up with something cute. Anyways, I love you so much. Okay, bye.